Hi, this is Majinoni, and here's some comic reviews for you. We have Futures, Earth 2, World's End, Eternal, Secret, and Angela. Okay, now, this is probably going to be my last issue of Futures End again for a while, because this book it's really kind of spoiling everything, and at the same time, I don't really think it's adding any worth to my overall experience with this whole big event type thing. It's, like, I know that half of this stuff is just going to be retconned out, and it just to me seems like a waste of money. And all these little side stories, they're usually as a whole not interesting enough to pay for, and the ones that you do tend to like, you only get a piece of it, and then it's filtered. It's got everything else in here that you don't care about, and even storylines that I do find interesting, it reaches a point where I'm like, okay, I'm done. I don't want any more. And when I reach that kind of point, to me, that means I'm done. And in this issue, it's like, I don't know. It's like you got Superman. It's like you got Firestorm, the ongoing, the conflict within Firestorm, because now there's a new person inside, and she's freaking out. And then you got Superman and Constantine's like, hey, boy, you got to come back because you got to fight the bad guy. And Superman's like, oh, gosh, fine, I guess I'll have to do it. The best part was finding out that Green Arrow is on the beach, retired. But I didn't need to spend $4 to find that out. Earth 2. DC really needs to learn how to number these books, because one issue deals with Barbara and Dick and their child running into a really bad situation inside their camp, and then the next issue she gets shot. So it's basically, if you read this book first, then she's shot, and in this book she's alive and as if nothing happened. So it's like, can you please sort this thing out, ahead of time? Also, this Earth 2 here, really, that World's End book really feels like DC had this fantastic idea. They came all guns blazing, artillery, flamethrowers, rockets, missiles, everything. Laser guns, bazookas. They attacked, and after an issue they blew their load and have nothing. Absolutely nothing left. So now they have to build up the story. And to me, this is I'm like, what happened? I want to see more fighting. Why is it that nobody's getting punched? The only people getting punched are people like drugged up Batman's dad with Clark, and this Avatar stuff. They're like, here comes the new Avatar, and you're like, sweet, and then that's it. That's it. Then we got to deal with all this other nonsense. And it's like, how about you leave out certain things and then, like, give me more fighting? Because that's what should really be happening here. And this issue here is just so much Dick Grayson and Barbara Gordon. Barbara, whatever. And it's just, this issue's all of them. And I'm like, I don't care anymore. I'm losing interest. My interest was at an all-time high, and every single week this book comes out, it's just goes a little bit more, and a little bit more, and it's like, I don't care. I'm really starting to not care anymore, and it's a shame. It really is a shame that it's come to this level, because I'm really getting close to dropping them both. Okay, Batman Eternal. I really enjoyed this book, but and I don't fault Snyder. Snyder wrote exactly the way he was supposed to. But I'm going, okay, Batman, Bruce Wayne, loses everything. He's driving into the city. He knows it's a trap. He knows things are going to go bad. But yet, he has to plow face first into the trap. And I'm just like, just for once, can you put down the macho-ness and use your head, and then try to do something a little bit different that they don't expect you to do? Just once. And I think for me, that's what really, just as I read it, I'm just like going, why would you do that? And it's like, you really jeopardize yourself even more. And it's like, it's basically, imagine this. Imagine the bank coming to your house, and they take your house. And there's a room which has your TV, your DVDs, Blu-rays, video games, and a huge shoebox of cash. And instead of just going, oh, I can just take this and I'm safe, you go to the bank and go, hey, bank, you forgot a room. And then they take all that stuff too. That's what I feel like is happening with Batman in this. But again, it's not a true criticism on the writing, because this is what Batman would do, but it's just like, oh man, just once, surprise me, you know? Alright, Secret Six. This book to me is plagiarism. I have seen this story before, and this is what really prevented me from making this book the book of the week. Basically what's going on is there are 6 scrubby villains that nobody couldn't give 2 craps about. They're kidnapped, thrown into a room, they're asked a question, and then if they don't answer it, somebody dies. And they have to vote as to which one it is. And I'm just like, I know I've read, I don't know why I keep saying read, but I've seen this before. I know there's a movie for sure where it was like a job interview, and they had to take a test, and the test was basically just a blank sheet of paper, and then people were killing each other. But I know there was another movie that was similar to that also, but I can't remember what it is. And I'm just like, this is a freaking, I don't know. It was just, when I figured out what was going on, or in the story, I'm like, that's when I completely lost all interest in this book. I am not buying any more of this. Plagiarism. Angela. I was really looking forward to this book, and I was completely and utterly disappointed. Basically, Angela is walking a great distance to meet her buddy. She's being followed, and she beats them up, and that's the part where they have to make Angela look like the badass, even though she doesn't really look like a badass in beating them up as much as I would have liked. And then at the end, you have to have Thor and some Asgardians come to say, Angela, you have gone too far. And then they explain why, and you just roll in your eyes. And all I'm thinking by the time I get to this book, end of this book, was, my God, how boring this is. Gillian is a better writer than this, and this was just utterly boring. Maybe the storyline picks up and it's this grand adventure afterwards, but this issue is not the issue that you should be throwing out to the readers to capture their interest, because I was just like, I was unimpressed. And I was just like, I'm done. I really do think I'm done with the book already. I'll probably give it another issue or two just to see what happens. But, there's going to be no love loss if I cancel it. And it's really close to getting canceled already for me. Anyways, this is my comic reviews for the week. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. Like, share, Facebook, Crunchyroll, anime reviews over there. And I'll have more reviews later. So until next time.